Seribot says,
Seribot is here, sore throats are a pain in the neck.
Correct. Also correct.
Don't tell Jess.
I sometimes forget that was me who said that. Yo. Do we use them all? What else do we have?
Yes, Daddy.
Oh.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Nothing in this world that's worth having comes easy.
Forget the Spaceballs one. I think I completely missed that. No.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Which one is the Spaceballs one?
John says Neovamisbist says,
Giveaway?
Stop it. Oh my God. Please. Jess.
Jess says,
Yes.
John says Neovamisbist says,
Nice.
Jess says,
Yo. Hi.
Hi, Jess.
John says Neovamisbist says,
Spin between us two? Don't tell Jess.
Jess says,
Yes. Though Theo owes me one anyway.
What do you mean I owe you one? I don't owe you one. Your 3-stream streak. Thank you, Jess. Yes, you do, because you said if I could tell you what it's for, you'd give me one, and I did. You didn't tell me what it was for.
Jess says,
Yes, I did.
I'm going to have to see the tape.
says,
Toughy tough HH. I got included on the InfoSec portion of the company finally.
Congratulations, Releasey. What are you going to be doing? And you going to have a new role?
Jess says,
Well, it's a good thing you have a VOD to reference.
It's
Says-
expired.
Fantastic.
No shit.
Jess says,
It's to keep an eye on internet. I know you record your streams.
John says, Neovamisbist says,
Theo, you're expired.
I do feel expired, actually, at times. I do.
Did you get rid of Tree yet?
Jess
No.
says,
So when do I expect my pie?
says,
Looking.
And no, I just am a multifunctino now pen testing when there's a client and development other times.
Spectacular. Add it to your resume. Keep asking to get things be included on.
We ain't found shit.
There it is.
Hack the Planet says,
Are you cheating?
No.
The only way to learn is by
Says-
playing. The only way
Yeah,
to
I
win is
have
by
gotten
learning.
to
And the
work
only way
with
to begin
GKE
is by
already.
beginning.
Jess says,
Don't ignore me, Theo.
I've been here the whole time.
I'm not ignoring you. Okay, put it on my tab. I'm good for it. Just don't talk to Hacksnet for me. Just don't talk to Hacksnet.
Madam
What the
Fabulous
hell is
says,
that?
Web link.
Jess says,
I don't open tabs greater than an L. I don't trust you that much.
No, not your. Put it on my tab. Not your tab.
That's even worse.
I need to put all the voice commands in one place because I forget them. Begin, hear, how, looking, Ghostbusters. Okay. I mean, I think dirty cheater is dogpiling. I think you could have accomplished the same emphasis by just calling me a cheater. A dirty cheater makes it sound like I hide it.
Just make a command and list them all there. Dirty cheater sounds accurate.
Okay. I don't think so though. Is there anything extra here? New? There is new stuff. Dude,
Says-
that one was
Tough guy
awful.
cheats in mud pig catching.
Madam Fabulous says,
Side 5.
Jess says,
Cycle through properly.
We've already taupe.
Madam Fabulous says,
4.
Pure says,
Afternoon, Squire.
Afternoon
Jess
pure.
says,
Not everyone here has seen it, I bet.
Well, Releasey, we want to hear about everything that you're experiencing and you're doing. It's awesome to hear. It is. Congratulations, Releasey. You need to keep checking in and telling me about like what you're doing. Okay, so we are playing Words on stream, and I still maintain, unless I'm playing with Jess, number one, I don't cheat if Jess is playing. Number two, if I'm the only person playing, I feel like I should be allowed to cheat. Number three,
Pure says,
Sure.
John says, Neovamisbist says,
sometimes it's
Theo
more
only
fun to
cheats.
cheat and get all the words and get to the next level.
Madam Fabulous says,
The only person you're cheating is yourself.
I don't mind.
Jess says,
If that's what you feel you need to do to succeed, Theo.
No,
Madam
I don't
Fabulous
cheat at
says-
everything.
Out of growth.
Just that's deep. That's some deep shit. Yeah.
Jess says,
It's not disappointing at all.
So, I guessed taupe on Words with Friends
says-
and Cypher.
He cheated on his hairline, that's why it left him.
So, I guessed what other colors were like taupe, and I said mauve and fuchsia, and it turns out I was not even close. Beline. I don't even remember what it was. What is Beline? So I guessed Beline, and I said, "What the f is Beline?"
Madam Fabulous says,
Baleen.
translated from Turkish.
I'm not even saying it right. Beline. Jess, don't be disappointed. That hurts worse than saying you're mad at me.
Jess says,
Then don't cheat. Easy enough, right?
Yes, ma'am. That was an awful spanogram. Strands. This was an awful strands.
says,
Explain Spangram in one sentence. I need it for a suggestion.
Strands is almost as fun as pulling your fingernails out one at a time. Did I get it?
Pure says,
But less boring.
Yes. I can't believe I said that. I don't think I said that. This looks manufactured. I don't think I said that. I'm pretty sure I said that. I think I've said that before. Out loud.
says,
I feel like pulling your fingernails is less boring.
It's a shame your integrity sells for so little because you can only sell it once. Some Chinese proverb, probably.
Madam Fabulous says,
There's a reason I
Yep.
got the timestamps.
I think I've been doing pretty good. I think I'm up to 60.
K Graphics says,
I just watched the longest ad of a lifetime, LMU.
says,
Oh, really?
Oh,
You should
and
only
I
get
got
like
taste
30
split keyboard
seconds.
finally. Slide to the right, off, slide to the left.
K Graphics says,
How are things going, bro?
Good. How are you doing, K Graphics? Oh, it turns out I can't type and talk at the same time. 50.
It's me, Kai from YouTube BTW.
says,
I slightly interrupted you there. My apologies, lol.
No, you're fine. Kai, how are you doing?
K Graphics says.
But things are good. I'm SELL working on the application.
Jess, what's going on today? And what are you working on? You're still working on the application. Good. Small Beanie Hagger had a soccer game today. That's where we just got back from. Outdoors, finally. She did not get a red card today.
Yeah, it's the same app I told you a month ago, I believe, and now implementing a multiplayer room system, and profile systems, friending, blocking, etc.
Very cool. Yep, so right around 50 words per minute.
Says.
I love that the first detail is not getting a red card, lol.
She's aggressive. Which I'm fine with. Until a coach or a ref says, stop, I'm fine with it.
K Graphics says.
What do you think about Pocket Base?
Who? What's Pocket Base? Is that a new cybersecurity tool?
No, it's a database.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Simplified.
Huh? That's simplified. What does that mean? What's so simple about it? Oh.
Says.
Held this whilst you were talking. I couldn't wait to see your notif online when I got the news, to be honest, but we'll tell the experience here and there at different times. I was just too excited.
I'm glad that you shared. I'm totally glad that you got it and that you shared it. Very happy for you, Releasey. How did you go about it? Did you ask them about it? Did they post something and you jumped on it, or how did that go down?
Will be your co-worker in no time, Muho. I'm K-dieting.
I'm not sure you want to be my coworker. We got good news on Friday. It seems Doge is done looking at our segment. I think I'm getting worse.
John says Neovermispist says.
That's good. For now.
Yeah.
Says.
I had shared my love for it and manager had remembered it. The moment the project came, I got called for a meeting. He looked angry as if I did something bad, then showed the project. Scared me a little. Oh.
K-Graphics says,
So since you're into penetrating stuff, what good measures or features a database should have for a type of auth and social platform?
Input sanitization. That will nullify almost every SQL injection attack.
says,
I thought you were faster. What happened? New keyboard or something?
No, I've been capping out at, I've been topping out at about 50 words per minute. I did get a split keyboard, but it's not that bad. It wasn't that hard. It's not that hard to get used to.
John says Neovimispist says,
Lugski.
translated from German,
Lucky.
It wasn't the one I
K-Graphics
wanted.
says,
Looks fun.
says,
I would have been jealous if mine didn't arrive a week ago.
John says Neovimispist says,
Split keyboards are ragingly expensive, Jow.
Yeah, this one wasn't bad. It was under 100. But it's not the mechanical one that I actually wanted.
K-Graphics says,
I'd on head back to developing. It was nice chatting with you.
All right, Kay. Thanks for checking in. I want to read what you said, Releasey.
John says Neovimispist says,
The one I'm looking at is $350.
Jesus.
But then you have to add $150 on for the tariffs.
Ooh, oh yeah, there's that.
says,
Just buy an
Don't
American
worry
split
about
keyboard.
it. I love watching typing stuff.
John says Neovimispist says,
Lol lol lol.
translated from Haitian Creole,
I shared my love for, wait, hold on. You'd share your
Everything
love for
is
what?
tech,
Oh,
folks
for
want it from
penetration
China or
tested.
Taiwan or something.
Penetration testing. And manager had remembered it. The moment the project came, I got called for a meeting. He looked angry as if I did something, then showed the project. Oh. All right, one more.
says,
Practice lock picking. Sir, we only said to get into their OS, not open their computers.
All's Journey says,
Hey bro. Hope you are doing well. I am about to finish my master's degree and I just handed in my master thesis first version, so I am waiting for feedback.
Sounds good, Al. Yeah, I'm doing good. Good to hear. What was your master's thesis? What was it on?
It was on blockchain forensics. I developed an open source tool to kinda help people hunt down criminals on Bitcoin. Anyway, I applied to my first cybersecurity job and they gave me a shitton of tree hack machines to solve until 2nd of May, and some of them are easy but some of them are hard. So is so hard to me.
They gave you a lot of try hack me machines to solve until 2nd of May.
Yeah, they said before we even get to talk, solve this.
How many did they give you? I mean, it doesn't seem like a good barometer. You could look up walkthroughs for those things, but I mean, whatever, it's how they decide.
Here's the thing, they made custom machines. Like,
Really?
their own machines.
Okay. Oh, what happened?
Says.
Honor system, then again it does not work well for a hacker.
All's Journey says.
I solved a medium one and I felt like a king.
Good, yeah, you should.
But the soaked ones are actually public modules, but I struggle to find a walkthrough. Lol.
I didn't know companies could do that. Have Hack the Box make them custom machines to hand out for interview process. That's interesting.
Me neither.
Pure says.
What zine they using?
Okay, well, he's stuck there. It's probably a good place for me to get to.
All's Journey says.
The two machines on Soak are initial drift fishing unfolding, but I need to do more research on these to find some walkthroughs. Lol.
John says. Neovamisbist says.
Are you pro tier?
Subpar. I'm about pro. Subpar, probably. It's not a good song. Oh.
All's Journey says.
I think it's so weird. I would have loved to tell them that I'm free to focus on the challenges in 2 weeks, but instead they instantly gave me Tree Hack Premium and they said solve this before we continue talking. Lol.
Yeah, Al. Consider connecting with Pure. It's one of the many professionals that we have in the server, and that's what he does. Blue team, sock.
Pure says.
Professional idiot like.
Yeah, same.
John says Neovamisbist says.
That's racist.
Says.
Were you there in person or just told you to do them and then get on call later?
All's Journey says.
Lol.
Okay, let's run through this with him. I did gain the ability to run PowerShell from my command line. Okay, that's what I have. So this program
John says Neovamisbist says.
No yawning.
Yeah.
All's Journey says.
Even though my master's degree was on cybersecurity, I feel like I'm not ready to go to the field.
Yeah. So I ran into that too, Al. I can't remember where you said you're at. If you're in the States or overseas, I think you're overseas somewhere. But the master's programs over here did not prepare me either. Nope. But get past that. Get past that and start working on a solution to your problem.
I'm 2 months away from finishing, from Austria, Central Europe.
Okay.
John says Neovamisbist says.
You had a crap master program though, XD.
I had a couple of really good classes, but I felt like it was a money grab, and it was a big fucking money grab.
Not saying there is any perfect solution, but yours was bad.
Yep, we've talked
All's
about it.
Journey says.
That sucks.
But I dwelled on that too long. And I had some really smart people around me at the time, Al. And we came up with a solution, and I worked that solution for probably
John says
2
Neovamisbist
years.
says.
He's got that paper though.
I boo-hooed for about a year, getting throttled on interviews. Then COVID hit, and then I worked the plan for 2 years. So yeah, so get over it and work your plan. It sounds like you're on the right track, though. Okay. That's what the help command. That's what the help thing does.
All's Journey says.
Our master's program did prepare us not bad, I think, but you gotta work on CTFS and stuff all the time, I think, to not lose it.
Yes, I agree.
And I did lose it.
It makes me uncomfortable. Guess the feelings are
Since I worked as a web dev.
Yeah, but maybe you'd be uniquely suited for web app pen testing.
Yeah, I tried to sell myself like that in my application, lol.
All right, IPSEC, now what?
Says.
Are in a world clips allowed to be used anywhere, or will you copy strike them?
In a world clips? What do you mean in a world clips?
Shoujo Boy says.
Congrats on drafting every QB available in the draft, lol.
What? No, he didn't.
Says.
We took
Copyright
one.
strike, and I mean the redeem.
Shoujo Boy,
John
how you
says
doing?
Neovamisfist says.
Look.
LMGTV.
Look, Nick Chubb for life. Look, like,
Shoujo Boy says.
being a Browns
Dylan,
fan.
Gabriel, and Shador.
Oh, we took Shador. I bet he was like, who just called me? I thought they said the Browns. I blacked out. Who? Shoujo Boy, as a Browns fan, I can only take following Browns activities during the season. Like literally my liver and my stress like cannot take it. I've been a Browns fan for so long. If they pick them up with Kenny Pickett already on staff and bringing Joe Flacco back, it sounds like they're doing a quarterback by committee. I haven't even heard who they're starting yet. I imagine they're going to start Flacco. Or they'll start Kenny Pickett and then we'll have Flacco train. You know what I mean?
That is going to be an interesting QB room for sure.
Or they are they picked them up just to sell them off. The team needs leadership. I think with Myles Garrett getting the money he wanted and getting a even though he's from the team up north that shall not be named, that kid's going to be an animal on the defense. But the team needs leadership. So hopefully Myles Garrett brings that. Hopefully Joe Flacco brings that on those two sides of the ball. That'd be great.
Another stud edge rusher in the first round, though.
Yeah. So, but as a longtime Browns fan, I set my expectations low, and when they do something like win a game or do something smart, I'm pleasantly surprised.
John says Neovamisfist says.
Vomiting face emoji, vomiting face emoji, vomiting face emoji.
Yes. Yes, correct. So what is that? -V find. So I'm not sure what he's doing here. I know it's hard for you to see. I only got so much real estate to work with, but he's saying to run this. He's running this command, user info, which runs the program.
You don't know?
John says Neovamisfist says.
Aren't you pro tier?
No, I never said I was pro tier. If anything, if you get anything from this channel, is you get a honest, an honest effort,
Jenny says.
and no bullshit.
PowerShell commands are weird. Weird.
And I'm completely out of my element on this thing. I haven't hacked a lot of Windows boxes, and this is Not only Windows, but it's Active Directory, which I also don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Windows is like a no-no for me.
John says Neovamisbus says.
Get to it.
I
Horse
am.
Jenny says.
Shoujo Boy come in
Unfortunately, it's used so
asking
often
about the
nearly
Browns. I can't
anywhere.
not talk about the Browns.
John says Neovamisbus says.
Gotta learn it to hack it. Take the banner down and you can.
Shoujo Boy, who's your team?
Says.
Despite what they say, safest servers seem to be Windows, all hackers training on Linux. Ha.
You still need to know Windows. You still need to know Linux. The distributions built for hacking are built on Linux.
Shoujo Boy says.
You might as well ask him to jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
If you tell him to take
I'm
down
a Browns
his
fan.
banner.
I'm not taking that down. Respect.
Chargers fan.
Yeah, respect as a Chargers fan. You guys haven't had the best track record either. Respect. I don't even know where the camera is.
On the up and up. We can't talk smack on others.
Yeah. No, as a Browns fan, I don't. But every time at the beginning of the season, some stinky ass Steelers fan talks shit to me. Every year. Before I even say anything. Hey.
John says Neovamisbus
Sorry.
says.
Yeah.
You can talk smack to the Browns.
My
Everyone can.
son went to there's a clothing company around here called Youngstown Clothing Company, and that's where I got this hoodie actually.
Even people that don't watch
I
sports.
like that.
Nick says.
It's the printing
Yo, much
error.
love, man.
Exactly.
John says Neovamisbus says.
Sounds junky.
And it's little penguin feet.
Yeah. What's the printing
I
error?
have no idea.
All right, whatever.
I'll take it.
Cool. Spectre may know that one.
Beam me up, Mr. What does he say?
Beam me up, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker.
Trafficking for president in '88. Oh my God, that is awesome.
And then, yeah, I mean, it's a hole.
Where's the hole?
Oh, wait. No, it's over here.
Oh, you can stitch that up.
Exactly. It's a $5 shirt. I'll figure it out.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So, yeah. They
That's
had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So you're done at that place?
Yep.
Good. There you go. Yeah, I saw the turnout for that thing in the park for the run. The thing, is that what
Sis.
Second Soul was doing?
Wait till someone slaps a white box around every other word but trafficant.
They didn't get any permits or anything, so he just called it a group run. It was just a glorified group run.
Wow, he just like shoots from the hip sometimes.
He.
Yeah, just be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I took a bunch of stickers too.
Okay. Oh, from
Journeys, yeah.
Okay.
I respect you. I'm gonna burn this.
Please. Whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go get some food.
Okay.
Just relax.
Yep.
Shoujo Boy says.
Burn that sticker now.
He said so. He's like, I'm gonna throw it away. He was working at Journeys, and he got a job at the running shoe store, like around the corner from the house. And he went. There was a walk run that the store organized today, so he worked that, and then he went and worked his last day at Journeys.
Anyways, I was late to the stream. What are we hacking?
Support on Hack the Box. I'll pin the machine.
John says Neovermispus says.
You know what? I'm
Not hacking. He's just gabbing.
know where I'm gonna wear this shirt to.
Where?
I'm gonna wear this Memorial Day. The Papa.
Yeah, he'll like
I
that.
love that.
Yeah, he'll like that.
XD.
Translated from Spanish. Theo says.
Support web link.
Said I needed the love, but I don't think that you are the one. And it's not that I don't want you.
Says.
Also did not tell if we can use the inner world. Redeem copies anywhere or you copyright strike them since it is your face.
Oh, no. The inner world is you give me something to read, and I read it in my movie announcer voice.
I know, and after reading are we able to take that clip and use it and we hear?
Oh, yeah.
John
yeah.
says
yeah, it
Neovermispus
says it in the thing. Yeah, it says
Still
it in
waiting on Kermit.
the chat. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it says it in the chat, in the timers, that if I say something or do something silly, clip it and share it everywhere. Please. I mean, I reserve the right not to read something if it's offensive and makes me look like too much of an ass. Because I don't need help doing that.
Says.
Of course, I read that part.
Hack the Planet says.
Who needs help looking like an ass?
Shoujo Boy says.
Could you add help on the user info.exe executable?
John says Neovermispus says.
In a world where Theo is a little teapot, and his spout is too small when he pours it out, it's all backed up.
So there's your help added to. I don't know what these commands are, so that's where I'm stuck right now. I don't understand what he's doing.
Man page.
No, it's not a man. It's a PowerShell script running in Kali Linux.
John says Neovermispus says.
Calm down. No need to get irate.
Shoujo Boy says.
Yeah, a man wouldn't work for Windows executables on Linux. Sometimes they do have help on them though.
I hear you. Well, is that right? Is that what you wanted me to run? Dash help? Or just by itself? It looks the same as if you run just user info.
Yeah, no worky lol.
I'm gonna grab this whole thing. What's he say?
Ifer on YouTube says,
Hey bro.
Hey bro. What's up, Ifer? How you doing today? Thanks for holding down YouTube. What we got over there? 3 YouTubers. Hey. Thank you all for hanging out.
says,
In a world where shotguns have faces, you and I, you and I, you and I, something will be added here and fade to black later in edit. Don't worry about it.
Ifer on YouTube says,
I'm good.
Shotguns have faces? I'm not reading that. Unless someone can help me with the innuendo there. Releasey. Something will be added here, fade to black later in edit. Don't worry about it.
says,
It's a face on a shotgun. What is there more to say? Would you not want to see that?
Ifer on YouTube says,
His evil twin is the best for hacking Wi-Fi passwords and slash.
I don't know. That's probably not the answer you wanted to hear. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, let's take a look at it real quick.
says,
You have an evil twin?
Evil Twin Brewing Company? Oh, Okta has a write-up on it. Oh, is that similar to what the pineapple?
No.
Wi-Fi? What? No, I forget what I asked. It's similar to what a Wi-Fi Hack 5 pineapple would do.
John says, Neovamisbist says,
You're a pineapple.
says,
Does refusing to say in a world cause a chargeback or just scam? Oh.
Here you go. Wow, that's a long cricket. It goes on for another minute. 0xts05. I don't know why your message didn't read. Should you go for CPTS instead of OSCP? It depends. It depends. You want to take whatever I say and you want to do your due diligence research on it. If you are at the beginner or intermediate level, then yeah, I would look at CPTS instead of OSCP. If you have your company that you work for paying for it, I don't know. It depends on what kind of experience you have. If you have some experience, you may be able to handle OSCP, but there's a lot that OSCP assumes about knowledge that you already have. Does that help?
Ifer on YouTube says,
Why the chats are delayed too much?
I can't help that. That's Restream. If you want quicker answers to questions, then ask them in Twitch. Again, yeah, YouTube.
John says, Neovamistus says,
Theo offers all kinds of scholarships.
I don't. Scholarships. So look, I think if Wi-Fi, if Hack the Box has a module on evil twin attacks, then
he has Raspberry Pi giveaways too.
XDS05 on YouTube says,
there we go.
Oh, if company is paying, the OSCP is good.
Yeah, but it depends on your experience.
Pure says,
Getting distracted again.
Yeah. Hey, you got YouTubers asking questions. That never happens.
John says, Neovamistus says,
Hi YouTube.
An evil twin attack is a cyber trick where an attacker sets up a rogue Wi-Fi access point that a Wi-Fi pineapple does. Mimics a legitimate one, same name SSID, similar settings, and offering a stronger signal. Unsuspecting users connect to this fake network thinking it's a real one. Once connected, attackers can eavesdrop on unencrypted traffic, fish for credentials via fake login pages, inject malware, harvest data. Is it like a Wi-Fi pineapple? Yes, and then some. Hack5 Wi-Fi pineapple is a specialized device for designed for penetration testing and ethical hacking. It can create fake access points, deploy captive portals, conduct man-in-the-middle attacks, and automate attacks. So yeah. What was your question specifically?
I'll sell you a pineapple.
Is Evil 10 the best for hacking Wi-Fi passwords? Yeah, I think so, based on that. So you're just looking for the Wi-Fi password?
Any TP link router can be used as fake access point.
That's a bold claim. That's a bold claim. 0xTS05. How do you know? Have you done it before? And if not, how do you know? There you go. Look, Aircrack NG comes installed already. Reaver. Reaver targets networks with WPS enabled, exploits vulnerability in WPS to retrieve WPA2 passphrase, often within a few hours.
0xTS05 on YouTube says,
I have one.
Okay. Why fight?
John says Neovermispist says,
There is a list of devices on a GitHub repository, I forget where, that can be set up as a DIY pineapple.
Oh, Hashcat would then be used for cracking the WPA, WPA2 handshakes. Kismet, I've heard of, I've never used. Network detector and sniffer.
I'll have to find it.
So yeah, there's a few. But you got to learn how to use a Wi-Fi pineapple. It's not like you just plug it in and you just start bringing stuff down. I should bring mine on vacation this year. I'm more concerned with deauthing Bluetooth, personally.
Kismet is old school.
Notafa says,
Lol, I forgot my Twitch password.
John says Neovermispist says,
That was like War Driving 101 back in 2002.
Is that you, Afer, from YouTube?
Notafa says,
Ye. A.
I'm going to make a quick note so I don't forget that.
Seat in my heart. Yeah. Won't you get to know me? Sit down. You with me now.
John says Neovermispist says,
No, it says not Eifer. Jeez.
Like Inception. Won't you live in a dream with me?
Notafa says,
Bro.
John says Neovermispist says,
Lol.
We're just joking.
Notafa says,
Spectre's just joking. John 2.0 is just messing around, just playing. There you go. All right, cool.
Okay.
Thanks for
John says Neovermispist
helping me make the connection
joke,
between Wi-Fi Evil Twin and Pineapple. Cool.
All's Journey says,
Afer, thank you for the
I had a
follow.
bit of money saved up and I handed in my notice that I want to quit my web dev job, and if I don't manage to get this cybersec job, I'm just gonna do a certificate to put myself out there.
You've already handed in your notice without a job, without another job? You haven't done so. I wouldn't. I would always make sure you have something else to go to first.
John says Neovermispist says,
That's bold this day and age.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I can't do that. Nor do I want to. I like where I'm at right now. Okay, so I was asking...
Notafa says,
I know how this evil twin attack works, I just wanted to know if it's best or not.
John says Neovermispist says,
I'll come work for you, Theo.
That reminds me. Thank you.
All's Journey says,
We'll see how this works out then.
All right, well, knuckle up.
I had some demons in my heart. I've been carrying them around, but I didn't fall apart. I came a long way to pass their face. Look me in the eyes while I embrace. My deepest fears, no, I am safe. We step to me, put a smile on your face. Yeah, I'm always be on it. Ain't got no time to waste, I'm honest. I don't give a fuck about what they say. I'm doing
Spotify sounds loud. Is it loud?
I've seen it all, but that was not the path I chose. Frequency was way
No.
low, so I avoid. Keep moving on, keep moving on, keep moving on.
John says Neovamisbist says,
Network, network, network.
Correct. I agree. 100%.
Not bad.
What's it up? 38%? Okay, I'm playing with the music real quick. Hold on. It may get loud in a second. Or you know what? I can do this first.
All's Journey says,
Thankfully the job situation is not so bad here, yet, who knows, so I can afford to do this.
John says Neovamisbist says,
Nori is the music master, not UXD.
No, I'm not.
I pray it's not over. I need your lips to keep me safe.
Okay, I like where that is. Okay, so what is this thing? What is he doing here? So the binary with no arguments shows you the usage help menu, which I gathered that. Find is for find a user. User, get information about a user. There's also a v verbose option to make output more detailed. User info -v find, you ran the binary with the v flag and the find command. Oh, okay. I thought that was something else. Okay. All right, so he's just running it with the commands. The program is expecting extra parameters, but find didn't get them. Responds to at least one of the first or last is required. To find a user, you need to specify at least first name or last name. Okay, so by using it and sending the commands, it gives you information back on how you're supposed to use it, like most applications. So example of what it wants you to run is something like user info v find first John, user info find last Doe. It's kind of blue already back there. If you want another color, let me know, and I'll change it to that. I mean, I could probably make it light blue. I didn't know I could do that. So how is that? Okay, that makes sense. Or both. First John, last doe. You ran verbose help find. What happened? It actually didn't show help for find. It just reprinted the global options. It seems this program does not handle per command help very well. User info help find. You ran help find. Same as before. Yeah, I ran it twice. No, well, I ran it once.
Hammer Heftig on YouTube says,
Hello.
Hammer Heffrig.
No Taifa says,
How you doing?
Try DeepSeek.
No. I'm not running that garbage on my computer. Thank you though. Thank you for the suggestion.
John says Neovamisbist says,
Hi, Hammer.
They're all pretty much the same right now. Besides, in my opinion, I think it's kind of more I think they work better one way or another if you pre-prompt them. My pre-prompt is pretty extensive.
says,
DeepSeek is underrated.
DeepSeek is
John
sorry,
says
I'm not going to use it.
Says,
Me.
I don't trust it. I mean, I barely trust American companies. As I'm streaming on Twitch/Amazon, I understand the irony.
says,
I do not use it, Miss Phil, to be honest.
John says Neovamisbist says,
Oh.
Poof.
No Taifa.
Oops.
Jinping
Sorry, didn't mean Jinping poo. What did I just say? Hopefully nothing offensive. No, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. What is that?
Smile.
John says Neovamisbist says,
Oh goodness, can't believe you said that, Theo.
No Taifa says,
Search it.
The censorship of Winnie the Pooh in China. Cool. Okay.
translated
So
from Haitian Creole.
let's do verbose, find, Theo. At least one first or last is required. So find and then first. LDAP query to use. Give a name Theo. Okay, what about admin? No such object. Root. No such object. So maybe we do user. Can I just pass root then? Or do I got to give it first also?
John says Neovamisbist
Username
says,
not found.
Administrator.
User, username, root. No such object. Administrator, oh, that's right. It's a Windows machine. Administrator. No data for administrator. Username.
No Taifa says.
Your
Today,
mom.
some of my friends took down government websites of Pakistan.
Afer. This is a learning. This is painful IT. And good for your friends.
No
but-
Taifa says.
Lol.
Why? Why are y'all messing with Pakistan? And I don't believe that anyways. Poor
Says-
Pakistan.
We learn by struggling here.
That's what we do. Your mom? No, your mom does not exist. No such object. I don't know. We can try that. It's support HTB.
Your mom is so fat she's the operating system. I'm so sorry, I don't know what came over me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rolisi with the first Your Mom joke of the day. Okay. All right. So I have a better understanding of what's going on there.
What a non O'Neill's whilst seeing self out.
I don't have
John
a connect
says
error.
Neovimisbist says.
Baby shark do. 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 Do.
No Taifa says.
Well, terrorists
Poof.
from Pakistan.
Find a new subject, Afer. I know you're new here, and we're trying to be patient. And but let's find a new subject. Everyone's attacking everyone. China's attacking the United States. Cyber warfare. They are, Ukraine and Russia. United States is attacking other ones also. Like it's constant. Let's find a new subject.
Hammer Heftig on YouTube says.
I do.
Do you have a Discord server?
No Taifa says.
Can I stack donuts on
I've
you?
got no
John
idea
says
what you're talking about.
says.
So
I'm attacking tubs of ice cream.
I'm going to say yes because I want to know what kind of shenanigans that you're up to. What does that mean? Here you go, Hammer. I'm going to put it on Restream and it should come over to YouTube. There it is.
Theo says.
Web link.
No Taifa says.
Find out yourself XD /.
You're being very entertaining, but also I feel like you're angling for something. I really do. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Llama
So,
says.
Can you wildcard it like find first?
thank you, Llama. How you doing today? Username star. That didn't work. Okay, but something's happening interesting here. He's getting a connection error. Find first. It can't be directly related to his name. Yeah. No, for some reason he's not connecting. Is he connected to the VPN? I don't think he's connected to VPN. No, he is. Look, it's 10.10.14.8.
Llama says.
On that first try. With the quotes.
You want to try it on the first? Find first star. Nope, same thing. It throws the... It doesn't even look at the LDAP.
With quotes.
Given name. Star. No such object.
Well, damn. That used to work for me / shrug.
It's okay. Okay, so he popped open Wireshark and he's watching the packets now. So let's go back and follow his steps.
No Taifa says.
But what are you doing?
The box that we're going after is pinned to the chat in Twitch. It's support on Hack the Box.
Okay, got it.
Afer. So here's the deal. One of the few rules on this channel is that chat is off limits to chat. And the reason why we do that is because we get a lot of newbies and beginners in the channel asking questions. And chat can help chat, and I will try to help chat as best as I can. And if I can't, someone else smarter in chat can help, okay? But one thing you cannot do is mess with and troll other people in chat. Does that make sense? So you can make fun of me all day long. You can talk about my shiny head, my shiny bald head, my giant pointy nose, my somewhat patchy beard, my favorite running back for the Browns. Got it? But if the only reason why you come here is to troll me, that won't end well either. I'm not saying you would. I just want to make sure you understand the ground rules.
Okay, bro.
What happened?
Chill out.
Did I wait too long to do the password? No. Oh, I must have set it up not had to have to use sudo. Okay.
John says Neovermispist says.
Oh no, sublapse no laughing Kermit.
How do you select a new interface? I don't want any. What is my... It is ETH.
Says.
I gotta go.
Right on, bro. Have a good one. Thanks for popping by.
Bye.
See you.
You two have a good day.
I will. You too. Thanks. I'm already having a good day.
Tech Penguin says.
I haven't seen you in a hot minute, Theo.
Right on, Penguin. Yeah, I know. I know. It's been hard lately. How are you doing? How's it going over there?
John says Neovermispist says.
That's what she said? Ah.
Tech Penguin says.
I'm chilling. Celebrated King's Day yesterday. Now recovering.
Ah.
I have not seen Dark.
King's Day.
Basically on the King's birthday we have every kid in the world selling tear-old toys on the streets while the adults drink.
John says Neovermispist says.
I did not know that.
The day for the Kingsmen organization? Oh.
Gave you my heart from the start, but you pushed it away.
Tech Penguin says.
Made a solid €75.
Did I already add him? already added it. Okay, so that's why he was getting the error. Okay.
Hua says,
Better have ripped them kids off, gotten all the good deals.
Tech Penguin says,
Nah, kids don't play with cards, it's all adults my age selling them.
Hua says,
How much of the profits have been spent of Skittles?
Tech Penguin says,
None, as of now. I still have my stash. How's the machine going, Theo?
It's going okay. I'm in learning mode though. I haven't messed with Active Directory or Windows machines much.
says,
I would like to see how you define Active Directory.
How would I?
Tech Penguin says,
It's folders and users and permissions, right?
says,
Such a buzzword way of describing that, just like T-lol.
Now he's saying that's the password, but he gets tripped up again because it doesn't work. Oh, is that how LDAPs work? So it's failing on him. I don't think you can hear this. I don't have. Can I give? How do I give? How do I give RDP? Can I do that? An audio source? No, it'll do one for each. Hold on.
Tech Penguin says,
You know it's pretty sad that by now I can read LDAP messages in binary format.
Crazy, I lost my mind. Packing my life up, leave it behind. But with you, baby, no, I'll be fine.
Okay. Let's try it out.
Huh. Let's see. Dash D, support. Login failure. That is odd.
We can hear.
Let's see. I wonder if I can use like in packets get PGT. So if we do get PGT, and then we'll do support.htb/ldap. Paste in the password. I put the wrong thing in. Let's see, does Kerberos work? Pre-authentication. Information was invalid.
John says Neovimisfist says,
That guy sounds very nerdy.
Oh, that's why. He had a dollar sign. He had a rogue dollar sign in his in the hash. IPSEC does sound nerdy, but he is a beast. A very knowledgeable guy. A beast.
I was doing pasting. There we go. So CrackMap exactly does authenticate. I thought there was something weird with this where like NTLM authentication was disabled or something. So that's why I kept going down that path. We can see, we can now read.
Okay. I haven't used CrackMap exec like he did. Can I do that? I'm assuming it's here. No, it's not.
Tech Penguin says,
Hi Theo, I don't know how familiar you are with LDAP. I recommend playing around with the LDAP 3 Python lib.
Okay. I'm not, I mean, I know it's used for authentication, but other than that, I'm not familiar with LDAP. And when you say play around with LDAP 3 Python library, what do you mean? Like write some scripts? Ah.
Tech Penguin says,
Use interactive Python mode, import it and start querying the server. Authenticate, see what it can do.
Okay. That doesn't look good. Did it install? No. Yes, it did. Okay. Didn't light up blue like it normally does. Use interactive Python mode, import it, and start querying the server.
Web link.
Oh. Oh. The docs? Penguin. Gladly. LDAP 3 is pure Python LDAP 3 client library strictly conforming to RFC 4510 and is released under the LGPL v3 open source license. That was a lot of words.
Says.
Boy thinks B7's attention is PDF instead of YouTube Indian level. What a compliment.
Yep. Penguin has the utmost confidence in me. LDAP 3 can be used with any Python version starting from 2.6, including Python 3 versions.
Ten raiders from Panako Panko have joined.
Panko, what kind of shenanigans, what kind of hacker shenanigans were you up to today? By the way, Panko will try to fool you into thinking that she's not an elite hacker. Right? Don't be fooled by Panko. And whatever you do, be careful about what kind of software you install from her. Panko, thank you for the raid. How you doing today?
Panako Panko says.
What?
Tech Penguin says.
Also has an LDAP section with LAP 3 maybe more suited for modern attention spans. Web link.
Panako Panko says.
I would never.
That's just the thing an elite hacker would say.
Heikimiko says.
She sent me an executable file. Shall I give it admin access to
I mean, if you're asking me, yes, you should.
Says.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, see?
Panako Panko says.
It's very safe.
Heiko Miko, thank you for the follow. How you doing? It's very safe. It's very thorough. And it's very efficient. Panko, what were you working on today? Welcome, Raiders. I'm Theo. You've stumbled upon the most painful stream on Twitch for learning InfoSec.
The worst web exploitation box someone asked me to do.
Oh, that was nice of them. Thank you for the link for my short attention span. Oh, modern. You said modern attention span. That was nice of you.
Static Drop says.
Hiya, Theo.
Hi, Static.
Penguin says,
I know a guy that would write his custom malware to be a Linux kernel driver, and when you install it, it would make sounds when you use the mouse, invert it at random moments, and you could not mute it.
Oh my god, that's awful. That's awful. Okay, so Penguin, you're saying use it from the command line and like kick the tires on it. But my pea brain is like, okay, well, I gotta install it, right?
Yes. Try it out a bit.
Hanako Panko says,
When I was in high school, we wrote a script that would constantly open and close all the CD drives on the network.
Tech Penguin says,
You have it installed already.
I have it installed already. Oh, I thought I had to import it or install it. So I was just looking at installing it. Oh my god.
Hanako Panko says,
A little bit of tomfoolery as a treat.
Tech Penguin says,
You are in interactive Python mode.
Yeah. So what, I just gotta run LDAP? I mean, all I know about...
Print high.
There's interactive. Oh, look at that. I'm close.
Maybe look at the second link I send you.
Okay. I mean, I've been in hack tricks before. LDAP, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, is a software protocol for enabling anyone to locate organizations, individuals, and other resources, such as files and devices in a network, whether on the public internet or corporate intranet. LDAP is a lightweight, smaller amount of code version of Directory Access Protocol.
Scroll to the Python part.
You're a Python part. You can enumerate an LDAP. You can try to enumerate an LDAP with or without credentials using Python pip3 install LDAP. I already have it installed. First, try to connect without credentials. Oh, okay. All right. I got to stand up. I got to stand up.
Yeti says,
He has risen.
Okay, I found it. Import, I already did that. Server. First, try to connect without credentials. LDAP. Okay, so I gotta put in, it's covering, my big head's covering it. I gotta put an IP address here. Oh, I can try to connect to that server. On... Let's get rid of Wireshark. Stop. Go away.
Rodfo29 says,
Hi.
Rodfo29. Hi, how you doing?
What do you do for a living?
I am a penetration tester. And my other more important job is to make Mrs. Theo happy.
Hua says,
The last pen he tested was a Bic.
It's a pen testing joke, folks. Pen testing. It's going to copy the whole thing.
Fallen says,
Oh, Harrow.
Fallen, how you doing? Did I... Static? Did I say hi? You said hi, Static. Static and Yeti.
Fallen says,
Am well, thanks. How's things?
Jess
Great.
says,
Are you ignoring static?
No, I'm not. I'm saying hello. You guys are gonna remind me. Pebble.
25 raiders from Pebble 3 have joined.
Oh my God. All the lead hackers are in the building today. First Panko, now Pebble. Did you know Pebble has his OSCP already?
Fallen says,
All the hacks.
Thank you for that. Welcome.
Soon I'll be
Raiders.
certified to join that team, hee hee.
That's right, Releasey. Releasey's a pen tester now. Welcome, Raiders from Pebble's stream. Pebble, how many boxes did you do today? Like 5 or 6? What was the challenge? Did you have to hack the boxes blindfolded or something? Or you had to like use your keyboard upside down? Something ridiculous like that? Welcome, Raiders.
Jess says,
Wow.
Wow, what? Welcome, Raiders, to Painful IT. I'm your host, Theo. Welcome to the grind.
No jealousy here, huh, Theo?
Pebble 3 says,
Yeah, no, I'm very jealous.
Half of a hard box and some port swigger.
Ikisha 0 you says,
Pebble 3 got trolled by race condition lol.
Jess says,
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know, you were just
Pebble
pointing it
3
out.
says,
Thank you, Jess.
Race condition on port swigger was annoying us.
Jess says,
That was sarcasm, lol.
Thank you for explaining it to me. That helps.
Tech Penguin says,
I love me some race conditions.
You know, you got him in the bag, Penguin. Penguin
Jess
is one of
says,
our, I don't know if you
You're
know
very
Pebble.
welcome.
Penguin is one of our expert professionals, industry professionals
Glad I
from
could be of service.
across the pond.
Tech Penguin says,
I know him.
Symmetric says.
Poof.
Tech Penguin says.
Saw him prep for us.
Symmetric says.
Puffed on first message.
You're coming in hot.
Is it cause him conservative?
No, it's because you're a dick.
Jess says.
Why are you puffing
I deserve that.
Symmetric says.
Lamau, oh good point. Yay, he puffs me all the time.
You know Zmetrix, Jess? There's no way Zmetrix is in your streams.
Jess says.
That's because he started using NeoVim.
Jess!
He has been.
You're a mod.
Symmetric says.
Started. I've always preferred the best editor.
It's trash. It's garbage, and I hate it.
Jess says.
I'm talking about Theo has started using it.
Absolutely not. Blasphemous. Blasphemy. Anyone that uses that abomination of a text editor, I question their sanity.
Symmetric says.
Sounds like skill issue TBH.
Jess says.
Yes.
Using NeoVim, that is.
Pebble Free says.
Theo, what you working on? Let's lock in.
Thank you for the no distractions.
For clarification.
Tech Penguin says.
We shall start the holy editor wars where the Vim Lords rise against the nano fools.
Symmetric says.
What about Kate? Or Ginny?
Quit
Jess
making
says,
words up.
Good, stop the distractions so he can focus on NeoVim.
Symmetric says.
No love?
Jess says.
That's supposed to be 15 minutes, Theo.
Okay, it didn't connect. I mean, I guess to test it out, I could use it on my domain controller. What do I got to do? I got to go back to, do I got to start over? just try my... connection, LDAP connection. Connection bind. No. Connection bind, traceback, file, Python 14, line 1, whatever. I don't know. File, user, lib, Python 3, disk packages, connection pi, 509, and bind. Air it out on self open read server info false. Okay. The last line of the error is socket SSL wrapping error, connection reset by peer. Right, did not connect. Okay. I don't know. That's why I tried I recently set up a Windows Windows Server domain controller on it. So I thought I could do that, but I must not have it on there, or I'm doing it wrong. Well, I didn't use any credentials. Oh, okay. So can I do this again with username and password in the connection bind? Okay, I don't know that syntax. I gotta look that up. I wonder if it's in here somewhere. Yeah, sure. I'm going to be on a little bit longer here, though, but yeah, sure. Just jump in one, and I'm going to pull you over. Thanks.
Muting your stream?
Yep. I'll share my screen so you can see.
Okay, that's good.
Thanks, Penguin.
So basically, LDAP, right? What you're trying to do is you're trying to connect. You already have a WebSocket connect, or not a WebSocket, a socket connection, Sorry, I misspoke. And basically on that is basically just a TCP connection, right? And
Okay.
on that connection you send a thing called an LDAP envelope, and it's basically like the format in which the message needs to be. And the first thing you always do on an LDAP connection is you basically set up the session, right? So you tell the server, hey, this is me, I want to authenticate with these credentials or without credentials, a bit like FTP, in which you have anonymous sessions.
Okay.
So there are a bunch of ways to authenticate. You can even use like Kerberos authentication and all like Active Directory kind of stuff.
Okay.
For now, the most important two are like the simple bind and the anonymous bind. You just tried an anonymous bind, which is basically you don't send any credentials.
Okay.
And then the one you probably want to try on the one you did the CTF, I think I saw the server have credentials you got in the Wireshark dump, right? Because you had a dump of an Wireshark thing in which you had a simple bind request with some credentials in it.
Right.
So what you can do is you can take those credentials and do the bind yourself, and then you have an authenticated LDAP connection basically, in which you can query the LDAP server. You can maybe see what's on there, maybe enumerate, maybe it tells you something, maybe it allows you to put things there. Sometimes you can use it to put things like how you call it, DNS entries or whatnot, depending on the server. So LDAP is like, you can sort of see it just as a communication layer. There's a whole bunch of built on top of, and most of that you don't need to worry about.
Okay.
For pen testing and red teaming, the most interesting parts, like for now, just get familiar with it, and then later on the Active Directory authentication, all that kind of stuff is interesting because you can do stuff like pass the hash and stuff like that, but that's for later.
Okay.
For now, I would just recommend having the one server you know the credentials for and do a simple bind on it and just play around, get a feel for like how LDAP works. So then when you see it, you sort of know, oh, this is LDAP, I know how to query it, I know what I can do with it, this a little bit.
Okay.
And that's why I recommended doing it with like the Python library and not the full-on tool, because with the Python library, you're forced to do every single step yourself. You don't need to be as crazy as me and write your own tools. I wrote an LDAP tool before.
Of course you
so
did.
Yeah. Of course I did. Yeah. So
Okay.
what you want to do is look for simple binds in the docs.
Simple binds.
Yeah, and then not this one, but I would say
the other one.
doc,
Yep.
because so Control F, just simple bind would work, I think.
Oh, don't use their search thing? Is it all on one?
I don't know if the search. Yeah, everything is on the first page most of the time. Maybe go to like the homepage of the docs or like because let me quickly check. It's in LDAP operations and then the bind operation on the left side. And then simple bind, you already see it on your screen. Yeah. So basically, during the connection step, they provide the username and a password.
Okay, this is...
So it's the same 3 steps you had, only in the connection part you now provide the credentials.
So if I'm understanding it right,
yeah,
it's this is the syntax here.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the S is, but a server.
The S is the server in your case.
But I've already
it.
Yep.
Yeah, you named it server. They name it as. It doesn't really matter. You know
Okay.
Python a little bit, I think, right?
Yeah, a little bit, enough to kind of understand what's going on there. Yep.
Yeah, and then next it's just two strings with like the username and the use password. Interesting fact.
So instead of S, I'm putting server there. Go ahead.
Well, interesting fact about this is like the anonymous bind you see below that. Technically, it's the same as a simple bind, only both the username and the password are empty.
They're just empty. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot like FTP with an anonymous session in that case, you know.
Let me see.
Most tools distinguish them because anonymous bind is way more popular than you might think with LDAP. I don't know if you want to stream this part.
I'm blurred. Only you can see it.
Okay.
And I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have access to my system already, anyways.
No, I'm a good boy. I don't do any illegal hacks.
That's exactly what someone would say that already had access to it.
No, I don't. I don't need access to a bunch of unsolved hackable functions. Okay, that's enough being mean.
Yeah, it doesn't look good on you.
Yeah. So one little thing is you put it in the connection bind and not in the connection part.
I see it. Okay.
If it's not painful, you don't learn, right? So
correct. I agree. 100%. Yep.
No, I actually made the LDAP tool because I was getting really frustrated because I used all those pentester tools and I got really frustrated of just using them and actually not really having a good idea of what was going on. So I was just like, let's just take this protocol and implement it from scratch. It shouldn't be too difficult. And it wasn't
Just
actually.
says,
LDAP is one of the simpler
Theo,
ones.
no one needs
to
access
build.
to your system. We all already know all that is on it is
The mistake I
Neo
made
Game
was
Rickroll
building it in
videos.
Rust. But yeah,
And
that's
feet
a different
pics.
story.
Sorry, Jess has given it to me too. Good one, Jess.
I don't see the jokes on the stream, unfortunately.
Okay. On that server. Okay, all that's right. Okay. So now connection. LDAP 3 connection server. And then user, I think.
Yeah. Only the bracket from the function call is now on the left. It should be all the way. You see the LDAP connection and then server.
Yeah.
And then you close the function call. But you should only close it after all the arguments are passed.
So I gotta put user. Yes.
Inside of the, yeah.
Okay.
So for this type of stuff, it's really helpful to have done some more programming.
Yep.
Because the errors and the stuff you run into become way easier. So just like reading like the stack trace, I only need to read the last line to sort of know what's going on, and you'll read the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
So those are just like things you learn by doing.
Yep.
And yeah, so it says connection reset, which also indicates that the connection already opened, but they close it after the bind. That's
Okay.
why I said. That's also kind of why I wanted to get into Discord call, because then you start assuming like, oh, I cannot connect. No, you could connect. It's just the server threw you out.
That makes sense. Okay.
And I actually would recommend doing this on the. Hey, it worked. Oh no, you still.
No, yeah, I gotta do the bind now.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it set up correctly on your own server, like the port and everything.
No.
No. So
It's okay. It's okay though. I should be able to.
So for the CTF one, if you have like the Nmap you did, because you're also connecting to port 636 with SSL enabled. So there's like a bunch of stuff, because you can run obviously LDAP encrypted with like SSL, but you can also run it unencrypted. And a tool, if it tries to do an encrypted connection, you know, if it doesn't support it, you know, you get all those kind of edge cases. Just like HTTP and HTTPS, kind of. Although it did seem to support the connection. And it can be, if you set it up on your own server, that it doesn't accept anonymous bind, but only like a ticket, like the whole what is called Active Directory authentication bullshit. Oh, sorry, no cursing.
It's not too bad. We'll be all right. Okay, so my thought is now that I have that password, I don't know where it went.
Yeah, the password in a Wireshark. And one of the interesting things about the Wireshark you got is the message that you saw. That was actually the kind of message you're trying to send with this tool. It was called a simple bind operation. And it had the username and a password in the end, in clear text in it. So then you also sort of know how it looks like when you send it. So I don't know if you still have the capture somewhere.
I don't. I wiped it out. So I'm gonna go get it again. Let me open up Python over here.
No, because you can obviously also do this all with like one tool that does this all for you. But I think it's really nice to sort of know all the protocols you use, especially with red teaming. I don't know if you're gonna do that more, but if you're red teaming and you don't really fully know all the protocols, and you run into like a weird code execution in which you really need to finick around with like the underlying stuff, it's really helpful to have done that before.
Okay, there it is.
I was actually thinking of building like a tutorial on like all the basic protocols, and then like on protocol level, not like how to use it, how to hack it, not like FTP, just like, oh, let's just hack with FTP, try anonymous session, or really like, oh, what is FTP? How does the protocol work? Because I think it clears up a lot of like confusions people have as well during hacking and pen testing. Because like FTP does some weird stuff with how you call it, with opening ports as well. You have active and passive mode in there, and it's built on Telnet, and Telnet is also finicky. And that comes all the way from the, I don't know if you remember those old like machines in which you just have a terminal to connect to a computer. Telnet was basically built so you can create like different hardware, and they all work with the server by sort of making an abstraction on top of like the basic implementation. And FTP is built on top of that, so it's basically all legacy code from like the 80s and the 60s and the 70s. I think those Telnet things are like 70s, maybe 60s, early 60s even.
Wow.
So yeah, you have like a lot of cool tech in there that like you never see or never think about. In FTP, most of the stuff is disabled, but it's still cool to like see all see it actually being used there. I don't know if the stream can hear me. I think so, because Pure just...
Yeah, you're coming through. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, like all those basic protocols have like a really deep lore from like the history side, because it's like 50 years worth of tech built into like those protocols, like the Telnet, FTP, SMP, POP, like all the cool stuff. And SSH is, for example, like a modern implementation. Like basically they said Telnet is really unsafe. We have a lot of security issues with it. And then they built SSH, which is an alternative to Telnet. And then you sort of see like the history. And when you see like a Telnet enabled, you sort of can make an assessment of like, this really, you know, in a lot of routers you see it. And you're sort of like, this should really be SSH. I don't really know why all these vendors still like ship Telnet. And the same with FTP. FTP is basically, because it's built on top of all this old tech, it's basically better just to say let's do SSH or what's it called, SFTP? Because you have FTPS, which is FTP over SSL, and you have SFTP, which is basically a different protocol altogether.
That's right.
So there's a lot of fun things to learn there, and if you're like the more technical side and you want to read the spec and go into the history, I think it's a lot of fun. It might be a little bit much for people, especially if you begin with it, but for me what it did is it helped me like clear up all the little misunderstandings I had with these protocols.
Okay. Well, now I can't remember what the hell, how I pulled.
How you got the pcap file?
Yeah, how I got the traffic from the file that I'm running.
Did the machine have like an open FTP server or something on which you got the file? Because I think you didn't make the dump yourself.
It was a open SMB share that we pulled this down from.
Yeah.
But it was running the user info that was communicating with the LDAP server.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a pcap file from the SMB share. So what you want to do is you want to download that file.
No, I don't think that was it. I mean, I can look to double check, but I don't think.
Yeah, okay.
So this was everything basically. I unzipped one file. I think it was the user info one. I don't see any PCAP or anything here. I was watching the IPSEC walkthrough. And Lisa asked in chat there, thanks for jumping in chat and saying hello.
Yeah, I don't know too much about DNS. I haven't looked into that. I actually have a upcoming, like, I need to do a full analysis of like a custom DNS server. So I still need to look into that. So that's also like one DNS is still a little unclear for me on points because I really haven't looked into DNS too much. Like, all I know is that it's always DNS.
Poor DNS. Oh, there we go. No, that was Hacktrix talking. Damn.
I'm quickly checking. I already have done this box before, apparently.
John says Neovimispist says
Absolutely not.
Reboot VM.
Do not.
Oh, you're right. The user info, the
JJJK.
executable when you run it, it sends like an authenticated LDAP message. So the credentials are in the executable, so you can run it and run Wireshark and capture the traffic and see because it's not encrypted, because LDAP, as I told you before, it doesn't really require encryption. And the text and the username and password are just plain text, at least with a simple bind. Then you can just see it from the Wireshark capture. So you want to run it in PowerShell while you have Wireshark capturing on.
Jess says,
I would do it though greater than D.
And we still get the same connect error, right? But now I can see packets, and I can see it's clearing.
He's connecting on any.
I can to send out like an internet adapter, right? So I'm just going to change it over to any. It is easier as well, but any does any adapter. And I'm just going to specify DNS.
Any traffic, DNS, filter, and now run the command.
Why are you filtering on DNS?
Because I'm trying to be cool like IPsec. Because if I let it through, it's like...
It's too much data for
yeah.
You. Yeah. Do you know the target it tries to connect to? Because you can just do IP header equals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be the box I'm going after.
No.
IP.
It has an example there. Yeah.
We are going after 10.10.11. It's on my 10.10.11 174.
So
there they are. Okay.
Yeah, so here you have a connection. And this is a simple bind, I think. Yeah, so it's a bind request, it's a simple bind, the same we're trying to do. It has the version in it, and then the simple and basically the password. So it's basically username and password in there.
Yeah, the username. No, wait. Is the username
Yeah,
LDAP?
No. Wait, I don't think so. Yeah, normally the simple bind is just one thing. The way the username password, it's probably together in there. Let me quickly check what it was again. Oh, it might be the name is support/LDAP. Yeah.
Okay.
The name is. I got a little confused there.
That's what we want. Okay. Now I'm going back to authenticate to it.
So it's you got the
maybe I
password,
should do
right?
it.
Yep. Jess, no, please, Jess. Step away from the reset VM redeem, Jess.
John says Neovermispist says,
lol.
Okay, here's my LDAP. I broke it already. What did I do?
It's reset voicemail, right?
Jess says,
I haven't caused much trouble
I have to
today.
import it. Wait. Yeah. I just ran LDAP.
You can arrow up as well, I think, even if you closed it before. It has a history. So that's really nice. Also during pentest, if you're on a server, you might want to check the history. if it has a history. I don't know. I don't really know how it's implemented, but I know it has a history. So I assume it's safe
It's
to
only
file.
like 5 minutes work
I've never
anyway.
really checked it. It's a good note.
It's more than 5 minutes work, Jess. I'm like,
Yeah. So one of the things that you might want to question yourself before you this command is, are you connecting to a server that uses SSL, and is it running on port 636? Because right now you're trying to connect to a server on port 636 for LDAP with SSL running, and this is just good habits to check your mmap file, and maybe you don't need SSL.
okay.
636 LDAP SSL.
389.
Yeah, but you have two ports open. You see that?
Damn it.
389 and 636.
636. Okay.
So they run both, let's say, the equivalent of HTTP and HTTPS.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So it has the same edge cases. If you think in that scenario, like, does it need to be the same server? No, it can be
But
two
he's
different
already
servers,
getting all
right?
panicky with just us talking about it.
Because an HTTP server, if it run on the same machine, doesn't mean the HTTP and HTTPS server are the same server.
Probably
And most of
because
the
he
time it
knows
is the
I
case.
actually
But
would do
sometimes
it.
John
you never
says
know.
Neovimismus says.
So that's why these things are
True.
good habits, because it could be that you keep connecting to a server
Maybe
on
we
which you
should.
don't have the credentials, because the credentials are only for like the server run on 389. This is really rare, but it can happen.
Okay. Okay, so how do I don't know. Yeah, how do I know which one I'd be going after then, based on this?
Which one does the TCP dump go after? The Wireshark one. I think it's the 389 because it's unencrypted. Destination port, you see it? On the TCP layer? Yeah, it's on the TCP layer, so this is the frame. That's the TCP layer.
There it is, 389.
Yeah, and also it's unencrypted, so we can see the data.
Okay, gotcha. That's why it wouldn't be on the other one, 636.
Yeah, otherwise with Wireshark we wouldn't see the username and password like this.
Okay.
It would be encrypted.
Okay, so I gotta change my thing to 389.
But it's just getting familiar with, you see, like the if you code it yourself, you get familiar with all the little annoyances of something like this.
Mm-hmm. And I should get rid of this because it's not using SSL at all.
Yeah, you can set it to false, or you can use the default. I think the default is false.
Set it to false. Good night, Releasey. Thank you for oh, that's nice of you. Thank you for saying so, and thank you for letting us know. And congratulations. Okay. Now connection.
Bind, yeah. Oh yeah, the connection setup, and this time not your own username and password, but the one you saw in the
Jeff
dump.
says, don't actually do that. I refunded.
I saw that. Thank you. My heart skipped a beat when I saw you redeemed it. Okay. Okay, we think user is... Yeah. Yeah, I may have peed myself a little bit. Thanks, Jess.
I just wanted to scare you.
You know, I
little.
can also redeem it.
Accomplished, Jess. LDAP. We get the user is... Support
and the support
backslash LDAP.
Yeah.
Support backslash.
So one important thing in Python.
John
What
says
is the
Neogomistus
backslash is an
says,
escape sequence.
Why
character.
refunded G's?
So you might need to use 2.
Got it.
This is always a little bit confusing in programming versus like what actually gets sent.
Jess says,
Well, I never said I would perma do it
And now
lol.
just connection.bind.
I was content with just scaring him.
At least it didn't crash this time.
At least it didn't crash this time.
That's a success in my book.
Yeah, it is, because it's saying, look, there's a server here. Yeah, you're trying to connect to it, and yeah, we're not going to let you do that.
So
Right?
there are a couple of things we can do. We don't know what went wrong.
Okay.
One of the things that I see is I also see a backslash in the password.
Oh no, I have the IPs wrong.
That also doesn't help.
Wait, what did you say?
There's also a backslash in the password.
Oh, so it needs to be escaped also.
Yeah.
Really? It's in quotes? Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's a escape sequence. So if you want to do like a Unicode character or like a tab character in like a string, you need to do \t, stuff like that.
Okay.
And one of the ways you can always verify this is just capture your own traffic in Wireshark and compare it to the one you saw from the other tool, because it should in the end be the same pretty much, but maybe like some sequence numbers differ, but yeah.
10, 11, 174.
Lift me up, wouldn't keep it in my mind. All those things that won't lift me up. I just care about you and I.
You see the backslash on the right next to PW.
Yep.
Just care about you and
So I add another one in there to escape it.
Yeah.
And I fix the IP address.
Yeah.
Okay. Invalid escape. Okay, so I didn't escape it right.
No, there's something weird going on with the escape. Maybe it's because your terminal is just too small. Maybe it's a new line escape character. I don't know. Is it actually in the password, the slash? Or was it just there as a new line? Because it could be in Python as well in the terminal. It can be that you use a backslash and then a new line to say like, I'm just gonna continue writing my code on the next line, ignore this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, how come it didn't react that way to the one over here?
Because there it was used as a new line character, right? You have your whole code and then on the next line it continues. And only because you added the second one.
Oh. Okay.
Programming can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I'm quickly checking if the password actually contains. It doesn't seem to contain a backslash, so you can just remove the backslash altogether.
Got
So
it.
that was just an artifact of copy pasting it into the terminal, probably. I died.
It was, yeah. There was no thing. Yep, it was. See, we're learning here, gang. We're learning here. Thank you. Yeah, everyone. I just looked at the chat. Ikachiru already figured it out. Lisa already said. Yep. Okay. Let's get rid of that completely. And it accepted it. Connection
I love
bind.
it when I watch the chat and people scream at me. Okay. Yeah, try the bind. Heck yeah. This is what you wanted. And now you have basically an authenticated LDAP session, right? And from here on, I would recommend just learning how to do the LDAP query stuff.
Yep.
I don't think you need me for that. That was basically all my LDAP lore I gave you. There's a bunch more if you're interested. But
You're an endless encyclopedia. Yeah. No, I appreciate you taking the time and popping in voice chat and help me walk through it. That helps me learn it and understand it far more better than using a tool. And I'll use tools, but I love the nitty-gritty line by line of it to understand it first.
And feel free to use tools to play around with this afterwards. And LDAP queries itself can also be a little bit of a pain in the ass and complicated. I personally hate them, but yeah, it's like a whole weird thing on its own. But at least for the connection part, that's sort of solid now.
Yep.
We DA now. Awesome.
And then also, please do try out all those pentest tools, because I know Pebble came in and said, like, you don't really need to do the Python interpreter, you can just use tools. And he's right.
Yeah.
You can just use tools, but, you know, be familiar with what you're doing, really know what you're doing, helps a lot.
I agree 100%. When given the choice between copying and pasting commands and as opposed to going through it line by line and looking at it like this, I much prefer to do it line by line like this. It helps me.
Yeah, this is why for pen testing, I absolutely love like the Python interactive mode. If you have like libraries that do a whole lot of stuff, at least you sort of like are in the nitty gritty. You're sort of not fully building everything. You're just right there. You can change things. You can see things error. I don't know. Like maybe it's a thing like me having programmed a lot. I like that more than just using tools. I also wrote my own tools, and I still like. No, I like using my own tools more, but I like the Python stuff more for quick debugging. There are some unfortunate artifacts the Python tools leave.
Tools are nice when
for
tied on
fingerprinting
time,
stuff,
but agree
that's
on
not
researching
really
on things in
important.
details.
Maybe if I make like
if I
a
said that right,
CTF,
ha ha.
my CTF would kick you out if you use like Python tools written within packets, because I can fingerprint that.
I think you could, I think it'd be nice. That'd be a good little treat.
That would be an absolutely asshole thing to do, just to fingerprint if somebody uses in-packet, because in-packet does some things wrong with the sequence number. So you can sort of, by forcing it to send a lot of messages back and forth, you can sort of fingerprint if it uses in-packet or not.
That's pretty funny. I think you should do it. We'll give it to Tagora and GoPro to do.
I could. I already have written one LDAP
Some
server
EDRs
from scratch
already
by hand,
fingerprinted.
so
Nice.
it's not that complicated.
All right. Thank you again, Penguin. I'm gonna wrap this up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the Discord as well. I'm gonna back to chill watching. I need to work tomorrow, and I'm still a little bit recovering from King's Day yesterday. So.
There you go. There you go. Drink some water. Drink some Gatorade. Relax.
Gatorade. We don't even have Gatorade. Here.
Whatever you call it over there, Dutch Aid, whatever.
I don't know what it would be. Is it some sort of energy? Eliminate? Like what is it?
Now you have to reset the
Is it a thing on its own?
Cool, John redeemed it.
I have orange juice, you know.
Orange juice will work. Do orange juice. We'll figure out Lucozade. Pure says Lucozade. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. We'll find the Dutch equivalent to Gatorade.
Okay. Have a lot of fun.
USAs.
Yeah, I will be sort of softly tuning out.
Translated from
All right, sounds
Portuguese.
good. Thank you, Penguin. Very cool. Again, awesome community, great people. Thank you, Penguin, for popping in and helping me walk through that and understand that. Yep. Hello, Moody Musa.
Musa on YouTube says,
Hello.
We've had a lot of YouTube chatters today, which is awesome, by the way. Is that video live? Wouldn't it be something if it wasn't?
Mude Musa on YouTube says,
Is that video live?
Yeah, we're live. But Hey, Scotty B.
Scott 1969 says,
I am not from YouTube. I am from my tube.
I've been here the whole time.
Okay.
Jess says,
I am not from YouTube either.
Whose tube? But I'm pretty hungry.
Mujay Musa on YouTube says,
That is actually pretty cool that Code looks sick.
Oh wait, in the background? No, that's just garbage.
Jess says,
I'm from the tube in the center of the universe.
Thank you, Jess. There's your red back there, Pure. We're gonna raid. We're gonna raid out. I don't know who is gonna be on the slate, but I'm gonna get some food.
Mujay Musa on YouTube says,
I learned Python, not this type of Python.
Scott
this is
1969 says,
I had no
Python to
tube and
connect to an
that's no
LDAP
lie.
server.
For real, they took it a week ago.
Your TV? Oh my god. Yeah, gang. Hey. Good stream today.
My feeding tube.
All right. Great to hear, Scotty B. I know you were working on that.
Jess says,
Theo, do you have someone to raid then?
Scott
I was just looking.
1969 says,
188 pounds.
I'm looking for, see if there's any tech. Wow, I have such a bald head. I'm looking at myself.
Hypnotic.
Jess says,
If you don't find someone, you could always do these guys program a live.
I think Programmer Live we've seen before is Nick was on. DM Nick was on. I don't see him anymore. Yeah,
There's
that's gonna
no
be a
talking
problem.
on it. They do ASMR typing stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let me do a quick search for try hack me. Just me. Hack the box.
Scott
Just me.
1969 says,
Code Wonderland.
What about Ease Dr. EI? I just butchered that. Ease Dre? It's just me. That's just me over here on the list. Okay. MJEDX, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. I don't know. Young Khan's on. He's from Ohio. Hey, Technocat's on. That may be a little too much. What about the software and development game category?
Scott 1969 says,
He is from Ohio, but we won't hold that against him.
He's usually drawing something pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not on usually this late.
Tech Penguin says,
Well, I'm not raiding anyways. Have a GR8 day.
No, you're legally obligated to, Penguin.
Scott 1969 says,
Hypnotic is usually programming something good, plus he has a killer mustache.
You have me. Let's check out Hypnotic.
Tech Penguin says,
It's 12:07 here. I need to hit the sack.
Yeah, you gotta go to bed.
Jess says,
12:07, that's early yet.
Scott 1969 says,
It is spelled with a K.
Maybe that's why. Are they making games?
Don't care about the cost.
Oh my god, look at that mustache.
Told ya.
It's weird. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. I can't remember if it's just followers only chat. Let's do Hypnotic. Okie doke. Thanks for that.
Seribot says,
Have a great rest of your day.
Jess,
Don't forget to stay hydrated
Spectre,
and take care of yourself.
Thank you. Zmetrix,
Scott 1969
Scotty B,
says,
Sure thing.
Penguin, Madam Fabulous. Oh, I wish Deathwish said hello. Sorry for calling you out for lurking. DM Nick. Ease
says,
Dre.
I see how it is, Theo.
Ragged. Heiko Miko. Panko.
Wow, Theo.
Pinnock Gamer. Wow, what? Versace Gorilla? How come you didn't say hello? Hack the Planet and Yeti. Thank you.
Way to call out your lurkers.
It's okay. I like lurkers, but I'm just saying, you should just said hi with names like that.
Maybe they didn't want to be called out.
Good point. Thank you all. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy your day. Enjoy what's left of it. Relax. Please use the raid messages.
You should be ashamed.
Often am.
Need is 7H30.
Jess says,
G'day, you get dunce.
Yeah, I'm still
How
here.
You doing? What were you up to today? Give us all the juicy details. Scott sent us. Nice. Scott, you're amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's a brief overview of the game that we're working on. We may be refactoring it today.
A is for arson, B is for arson, C is for commit arson.
I mean, that's fair. Studying for OSCP cert. Ooh, damn. Ooh, damn. I have tried that. I understand the pain you're going through. That exam process is a nightmare.
Hi Theo.
I tried the exam once. I think
Time
I
to
got
reset
like
the VM now.
60 points.
I'm still not doing it. No, Jess, please don't.
Plus the report, which is 15 points, but that 75 points isn't enough to get the certification.
John redeemed it.
I'm refunding it.
Yeah, I understand the pain. Understand it immensely.
Happy birthday, Hugh Janus. I hear you're a massive fan of Ches Wheelie and her battle against Cal the Dragon. How can I help to make sure Shasvali wins the war against Cal and his Garden Gnome army? And this is from the lads.
Nah, I
Happy
wouldn't
birthday.
seriously do that to you unless you made me really angry.
I would hate to see you really angry, Jess. This is the after show, by the way. If anyone's still on YouTube. If anyone's still on YouTube, say hello right now.
I think, like, when I did the exam,
Jiggle Bells on YouTube
I
says,
got
Hey Theo.
I got
It's
the
Matt,
two-
haven't talked to you in a while.
the two
I just finished my
two
first
easy
Python
machines,
class. I enjoyed
and
it a
then
lot.
I was
Hope you
in
and the family
middle,
are well.
Like I was
Mr. Jiggleballs, thank you for saying hello. That's awesome for you to stop by. You just finished your first Python class? Spectacular. Let me know if you have something that I can look at, like on GitHub or something.
to give me a terminal. I just, no matter what I tried, it just didn't work. And I kept re-going over the buffer overflow stuff that they have in their training documentation. I was like, it's
Okay.
it's overflowing, but it's not.
Bye, Jess. I'm gonna get some food. And thank you for stopping by, Mr. Jiggleballs.
40 times outside of the exam. Why is it
Jess
not
says,
working?